Good morning. I'm just trying to sort out my my Twitter. Whenever I share it, like there's a real problem. It doesn't create the preview card. It gives a blank. It's just such a nightmare. Let me show you. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Like the guy spends billions and it doesn't even work. It's like a bug. Like if this was my company, I would be really annoyed. Look, I'm trying to share this. Look. All right. Right, look at this. Look, where's the preview card? And then whatever I do, it doesn't look, it shouldn't be blank like that. Then I put the link into this validator to try and refresh the, and it should be, I should see my image there. So if I was to post that, look, it looks like that. It's shit. What a waste of time. You spend 60 billion or whatever dollars on a piece of shit like this. It doesn't even work. It's like buggy. Oh god, I just lost all of that data. Yeah, it should be a card like that. It's really annoying. I don't know what to do. Twitter's a piece of rubbish. Because I've got to share it, otherwise how are people going to find me? Let me try it again. Sorry guys, I've got to do this, otherwise I can't start. Let's try again. Right. There! Look at that. What a piece of shit. I don't understand. That's what I wanted to do. Right. See, now you see the card. It's better. All right, that's my morning, little bit of morning wine. No more whining. Let's have a look at the charts. I've done that. I've done the card validator, David. Anyway. They won't click on it though if they don't see the picture. That's how people are. People like to click on pictures. All right. What an amazing day that was yesterday. Congratulations, everyone. We clap. We can all pat ourselves on the back. We all succeeded. Bitcoin has made an all-time high. So what does that mean? Well, technically, what does that mean? It means, technically, people are interested to know that that's a higher high. Okay, so I'm looking at the monthly time frame, and maybe I'll go to the index actually, so we can see the. Oh, that's interesting. This, actually, I want to go back to this because that's quite interesting. Let me just hide that. I had an analysis going. Right. So technically what that means is when you look at the price action from the beginning of Bitcoin to date, look at this. Higher lows, 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 higher highs, 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 higher high. So technically we've just continuing bullish market structure on the highest time frame, the monthly time frame. Okay, I think you see in a situation like this, even though we didn't make a low low, to make a low low, the price here would have needed to go down here to take out that low. That would have been a lower low. We didn't make a low low, so could that been a higher low? Well, it wasn't confirmed. Yeah, this higher low becomes a confirmed higher low. Yeah, confirmed when you make a higher high. So now that we've made a higher high, this is the higher high now. We've just made a higher high here. Now that we've made a higher high, this low that we've put in now has now become our confirmed higher low. Confirmed. So we have a confirmed pivot on the monthly time scale, which means that it's extremely, extremely unlikely, like almost impossible, for the price to go all the way back and take out that low. That's our line in the sand now. If that was to happen, you're going straight from a higher high, which is there. That's a higher high. If you were to go down underneath that pivot, you go straight from a higher high to a lower low. That's not going to happen. I can't see it. I mean, there's always a 0.0001% chance that it could happen, but it's not going to happen. Let's just not even contemplate that, because it's just not even a realistic idea. It's a very unrealistic idea. It's not going to happen. Anything can happen in crypto, but I wouldn't bet on it. Okay, so we've just made a higher high. So what's next? Well, look at what happened here. When we made a higher high here and took out that high here, it actually continued. The higher high, that wasn't the higher high put in. It was the beginning of the higher high, but actually the higher high continued. And David is saying, by watching, people say hi. Yeah, listen to David. People say hi in the chat and like the video. If you don't mind, guys, say hi and then like my video. So let me just continue. When we made a high here, the price action continued. Is the price action going to continue now? To continue? Just like we did before. And if you look at the monthly time frame, after we took the high, we made 4 more months of highs, higher months before the price topped out. We're actually significantly early in where we've attacked the all-time high now. But I think it's very unlikely now that we make another low. So I think if anyone is looking to leverage, I think this would probably be your liquidation point here. That's your higher low now. It's your line in the sand. It's basically what I'm seeing is that this is basically this pivot here. It'd be very unlikely for the price to come all the way back down to that now, because we are continuing bullish market structure, right? So this is a really massive achievement for Bitcoin. I think it's a lot of people were holding their breath, not sure about the future when the price was crashing in this drop. And now I think everyone is kind of relieved, basically. The other thing that I'm seeing in the charts right now is a very powerful higher time frame pattern. And as far as I'm concerned, this is some sort of V-shaped recovery, yeah, on the higher time frame, on the monthly time frame. You see that? It's a very nicely formed V. Potentially, this is a left shoulder. So potentially, I'm thinking we could now, I don't know how high this is going to go. I don't think it's the high at the moment. I don't think so, and I'll explain why. But let's just say for the sake of argument, somewhere here we turn around. Potentially we could make a little left shoulder, right shoulder. And that will be a really powerful pattern for a potential breakout. Yeah. And if we do create some kind of pattern like that, so let me just do it a little bit more accurately, because I like to be accurate. There's different ways of analyzing the charts. This is just one way. I often use different ways of analyzing the charts. This is, I'm just using this for the sake of now. If I was just to quickly draw some kind of reverse extension. We have a, no, nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay, what I actually wanted was this. Let me go back to my other chart. So I have a EW count. Is that the one? No, that's not the one I wanted. That's the one. Nope. Okay. Sorry, let me just figure this out. I do think we're coming into some kind of resistance at about $72,000. Okay. This is based off an extension of this trend base fib down here, which is the 1.618, and also I've got a trend base fib from this pivot to this 1 to 2 here, which is putting us, there's a little bit of confluence on fibs, if you can see, at around this mark here. Okay, so I do think possibly that this next part could find a little bit of resistance at that level. It's only slightly higher than the all-time high that we've just put in yesterday. And let me just explain what I'm thinking, okay? This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a few things, actually. Let me try and explain this so everyone understands, right? So I think we're doing a 5-wave Elliott wave. No one can predict the waves, but I do think that we're in a wave 3 at the moment. I think we had our wave 1, and our wave 1 was from the bear market low here all the way through to April. That was our 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that was our wave 1. Then we had a corrective 2, a 1, 2, ABC. That's our corrective 2. And then we had our, now we're in our wave 3, and the wave 3 is broken down into 5 waves, okay? And so we had our impulsive 1, we had our corrective 2, and this is on the wave 3 segment, and now we're actually in our wave 3. So this is the wave, we're actually in the wave 3 of 3 right now. And so we got to see where this wave 3 ends, but I'm thinking possibly that if it ends at about 72,000, that's a 1-to-1, and that would be a good ending, possibly. And then we have a corrective 4, to fill these gaps for an explosive 5, and that would complete our wave 3. It's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Okay, I'll tell you why. Okay, I'll tell you why I'm thinking this, but let me just continue with this idea for the time being. Hold on. Now, I think the reason why I think the 3 could possibly end here is because we have a couple of extended fibs. We have the 1-to-1, this 1-to-1 here. Okay, so the 1-to-1 here that I'm thinking about is, let me just get rid of these brush strokes, is here. So 1, that'll be a 1-to-1. Okay. Now, obviously, it could extend. I'm not saying it can't extend. I'm just thinking that would be a good place for this to end. Yeah. And don't forget that this 1-to-1 is just the, we're still in the wave 3. Okay. And then the other thing it would be a trend-based extension, excuse me, of this up to here, down to here, and then you're extending to your 1.618. I like it because I see that the fibs line up. That's all. That's the only reason I like it. I don't really like it for any other reason. I just think it's quite, I like it when fib lines, extended fib lines and trend-based fib lines come to a perfect line alignment. That's why. Okay. And then the other reason why I'm thinking we could possibly top out here is because yesterday when I was looking at the order flow on EXO charts, I'm going to bring it up now for people to see. Yeah. And so this is what was going on yesterday. Oh my God, look at that. So this is when we took out the all-time high. Yeah. Okay, that was the all-time high. So there was a few liquidations. And just everything that I've learned about the way the price moves. We had so much liquidations at the highs and the price came back down underneath the previous high. Okay, these are market buying at the highs. We had all these liquidations. There's quite a lot of liquidations at the highs, all of these highs, lots of buying, a lot of buying in the highs right now. Some of this buying was shorts closing, and then these are all liquidations, liquidation, lots of liquidations in the highs. Okay, We went into an all-time high and the price came back down. So we didn't get that squeeze that we wanted to see, that people were thinking about. It would be good if we got a squeeze. So if I go to the higher time frame, to the monthly time frame, yeah, actually I won't go on this because it'll be hard to see. Let me just stick on the my local time frame here. If I go back to trading view, I think if you saw a squeeze, you'd get the price jump up like that. Yeah, like really expand outwards. And the fact that we came above the previous high here, okay, and I just want to zoom in a little bit just so you guys can have a look at how the price moved above this previous high. So this yellow line is the all-time high. And look what happened. Instant rejection from the all-time high. Yeah. There was some liquidations here, and liquidations are market buying, which will take which is an upward pressure for the price, because you're market buying at the all-time high. When you have all of that market buying and the price goes down, yeah, it means the sell pressure is significantly more than the buy pressure at the highs. Okay, and so we didn't get that short squeeze. And usually when you're going to get a breakout, usually what happens is you get a short squeeze because there's so much liquidity at the highs that it overpowers the shorts, and then you get this kind of breakout candle and you get a new equilibrium in the price, and then you get some kind of consolidation range here for continuation, either continuation or a failed auction. But either way, we didn't get that kind of price action in the highs. Okay, instead we got an instant rejection. Okay, so there was no short squeeze. There was no squeeze. The shorts were liquidated, but the price instantly rejected. And then what you can see if you zoom in, not only do we get a crazy amount of liquidations upwards, we also got an amazing amount of long liquidations, which was pulling the price down. And also we got short centering as well. So there was some big short centering here. You see that says 5.4 million. You've got long centering and short centering. So you had a lot of short centering at these highs. And actually, if I go to Binance and show you Binance quickly, I don't know if you will be able to see it as clearly as me, but Binance, we had, that's the wrong one, hold on. It's that one, I think. Is that the one? Let me have a look. No, that's not the one. Must be the other one then. Let me just have a look at that one again. Sorry. Let me just see if I can find the right one. No, the volume here is incorrect. We had about $1 billion worth of shorts on Binance yesterday. I can't see it here. It must be somewhere else. Yeah, it's in none of these ones. Linear? No. BT, I thought it was that one. Perpetual. Should be this one. Binance Futures. Alright, never mind. Let me just continue. So anyway, we had a lot of shorting. I think it was about $1 billion. So I'm in a different group and he just posts everything that's going on with Binance. And there was about $1 billion worth of shorting yesterday. So what does that mean? Well, look, let's go back to this chart. it means that there's a shit ton of liquidity at the highs here. So if we were to go up and take the highs now, then there'd be a short squeeze and you have $1 billion worth of market buying, which could potentially push us to the next level. And then we have to see what happens. Now, I'm just saying that there's some important confluence when it comes to fib extensions at about 72,000. But I don't know if the price is going to continue or not. No one can predict that. I just know that when it comes to price discovery, these fib levels matter. Okay, so it's something to bear in mind. And we still need to see what happens when the price takes out the liquidity here, because it is possible that we get another swing failure and you just get another liquidation event and then the price drops again. Yeah, this is very possible. So this is what we have to see what happens at this pivot that's just been put in. Does the price squeeze up or does the price reject again? Okay, and if it rejects, I think most people will short that. Yeah, most people will probably short that the second time it rejects. And if it squeezes up, then we just have to see if we get a failed auction or if we get continuation. But that's by the by. What I wanted to say is this. Right now in my mind, I've got, I think we're possibly in the wave 3. And I think we're possibly in the wave 5 of 3. Because when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I think. I think we're possibly in the extended wave of the middle wave of the wave 3. So if you break down wave 3 into 5 waves, and that was your 1, this is your 2, and this is your 3 now, the 3 of 3. And I think we're in the wave 5, which is the last wave of the 3, and we're already quite extended. And so that's kind of why I'm thinking to myself, we're almost about to end, and I can't tell you when we're going to end. And so in my mind, I think about $73,000, $72,500, $73,000 is a good place to end. I don't necessarily think you would need to short $72,000, because I think it's always possible that the price continues. Yeah, I think what I would be looking for is to get to the 72,000 mark, and then I'll be looking for a failed auction. Actually, that's kind of what I'd be looking for. You'd basically be looking to short when you lose the previous all-time high, that, or the current all-time high that's been put in. That's kind of the price action that I'm thinking about. And then I would be thinking about a corrective wave, which would be the wave 4, to complete the wave 3, which would be the wave 5 of 3. That's kind of what I'm imagining right now. And that could continue for a while. Now, that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. And then the other thing that I was looking at is this. So let me just show you. So I've been thinking about this a lot, as you can see. Sorry, allergies in spring. So we've effectively made some sort of V-shaped recovery with a new all-time high, which is a higher high. And I'm kind of thinking we go up to about 73,000, which is there. Get a failed auction. That's what I'm thinking. And we come back underneath the all-time high. And then you'll start seeing some aggressive shorts coming to cover their positions. And then I'm thinking about possibly creating a right shoulder and filling all of this gap all the way down to the top of this monthly wick here. That's kind of what I'm imagining, to the top of these wicks. Just a little bit of an area, but kind of something like that. All the way back down. So from about 73,000 down to there's a good 30% correction. It's quite deep for a bull market, but you know, we've had a bit of an expansion. Why not a little bit of a correction? And I think we need that. And the reason we need that is because how are we going to push up if we don't squeeze up? I just don't see how. If we don't, because the thing is we haven't squeezed up right now. Right now, we've taken a new all-time high and the price is clearly rejected. So even if we squeeze up now just to clear the early shorts, the 1 billion from Binance, which is accumulated in the current high, I don't see us getting past a significant level beyond 72,000 unless you suddenly get some late, a massive flood of retail, which I don't think is going to come right now. Okay. So what I'm thinking of is this. We go up to about 72,000, 73,000, get a failed auction, come right back down. The shorts will start entering as we lose the all-time high. Head right back down to fill all of this volume gap. So when everyone is thinking the halving, the price is going to go up, actually what happens is the halving, the price goes down because Bitcoin does the opposite of what people always think. And we get a couple of bearish months or one or just even one. Okay. And we form the right shoulder. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're forming. And so I've got it nicely drawn out on my index chart. Right, and I'm just imagining a situation that's possible. I'm not like saying this is going to happen, but I'm just trying to imagine a possibility, which is very possible in terms of the liquidity, in terms of the price action that I'm seeing, in terms of the way the price moves, and in terms of the volume of the market. Okay, and so basically it's this. Okay, now I've got the right shoulder coming in much deeper here, and actually I think that's probably incorrect. I think we're probably going to see a shallower right shoulder, and if we do go up to 73,000, which is kind of where I'm imagining some kind of rejection. Let me just put this to 73,000 thereabouts. It's hard to know exactly how far we'll correct, because we have a 236 fib, which is at about 50,000. I think that would be a really bullish correction, and that will bring us down from about 73,000, about 30%. It won't completely fill the gap. Okay, potentially coming down to the 236, depending on if we find support there. It's very arbitrary, or whether we push down further to 40,000 to the 382, or whether we just come and stop somewhere in between. It'd be nice to come into a major fib level, and actually maybe that's incorrect. Maybe if I took it from this pivot here, that would be better. Maybe down to this, from this retracement, from this pivot here to the new high that's been put in. I'm imagining 73,000, and then we come back down to the 382, which is at about 48,000, like 50,000 thereabouts, and then we come back down, create a right shoulder, and then we squeeze all of the shorts that have been put into this downward move. We just squeeze them up like a big squeeze, a massive short squeeze, and that's when we get our final fifth of three. So the final part of the free wave that I'm seeing now. I've got this really extended, so I don't actually think it's going to necessarily even be this extended. It could potentially just be like 2 months down and then just 1 month up, like that, like a really sharp 2 months down and 1 month just bang up, squeeze up. All right, that's kind of what I'm imagining. Now, if we do get that kind of price action, then the other thing that I was thinking of, you are creating an inverse head and shoulders on the higher time frame. So hold on a second. Room service. And then I'm thinking this, you create an inverse head and shoulders pattern like this, you break that neckline with a really nice short squeeze. Technically your target is about $330,000. That's actually what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're going to get a much crazier move with Bitcoin this time. And I think the reason why I'm thinking that is because I've seen so many people say $100,000 is, or $120,000 is the peak of Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin does create, like, the reason why I'm not thinking that anymore is because we have created a really impressive V-shaped recovery in this current move that we've just experienced over the last few months. Yeah, that's really bullish. Like this whole move is a V-shape as far as I'm concerned, and you can't get more bullish than a V-shape, to be honest with you. I don't think you get more bullish than a V-shape. And if we do, I don't know how the price is going to behave. I'm just imagining some kind of right shoulder right now. Okay, and it could do anything. Like the price could do anything. It could actually go up and do what people are saying, go up to 104 flat. It could do that too. But let's just say hypothetically we go down for a couple of months, create some kind of right shoulder, push up and then snap up. Then I really think our technical target is going to be the extent of this distance. About 330,000. That's what I'm thinking. All right. Does that match up with fib extensions and fib targets? Well, let me have a look. There you go. 2 to 1. I think a 2 to 1 would be fine. There you go. $290,000. That would be my target. On the breakout of an inverse head and shoulders like this. And it would make sense because you're in price discovery. As soon as you break out on this wave 5 of 3, that's when retail are going to get involved. That would be the breakout. Little right shoulder. That will be the wave 4 of 3. Then the wave 5 of 3 would be this push up. That's when retail are suddenly going to get involved. Then you get a correction, maybe a flat correction, and then explosion. And that will be the wave 5. That's kind of what I'm imagining. And that's just going to, in price discovery, that's just going to take us to a crazy number. That's what I'm thinking. All right. kind of there. You see there? So I actually thinking we just go up and to hit this trend line now. And do a 1 to 2 on this V, and probably hit it sometime in August, September of 25, and then that's your destination. And then let me just have a look at let me have a look at something else. Hold on. Let me have a look at the fib time. It's a bit of an area, but possibly let me see. We'll have a look at the weekly time frame. Hold on a second. Pivot there. Possibly sometime in March next year, like a really shorter bull market this time. And just rally up all the way up. And that will be your major pivot put in March. And then the wave that will be like your wave 5 as well. You have your wave 3. So I think we're looking at a much shorter, much more explosive run, which probably takes us all the way up to $290,000. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm imagining, right? Let me just do this as well. Go up to about 73. Failed auction, reject. Go down. Right shoulder. That'll be the wave 5. Push us up to about 93,000, maybe 100. For a flat correction. And then an explosive run up like that. That's what I'm imagining. And that will be your wave 5, and you have a 4 correction, and this will be the completion of the 3, which would be a pullback to form the right shoulder, complete the 3, a corrective 4, a flat 4 above the all-time high somewhere, and then an explosive 5. And that 5 is going to be when retail jumps in, because they're the ones who are going to come and buy at market and just keep on pushing the price up, pushing the price up, pushing the price up, pushing the price up. And then we basically reach our end of wave 5 much earlier than people think, somewhere in March 25, and we hit a high target of 290,000 much earlier than people think. Like Bitcoin, I'm seeing could potentially do something very unexpected this time. And it's already done a lot of unexpected things this time. And effectively, all that I'm suggesting is we just do a 1 to 2 of this V shape here, or potentially head and shoulders, and that will be our higher target. and then we have a massive sell-off, and then the rest, who cares? No one really cares, because by then I think most people will have exited. Any questions? We'll see how this plays out. Anyway, we'll see. I think the next on the next price action in the local time frame, what I'm thinking is a little bit of a squeeze, and then a little bit of continuation to hit this higher target here of 73,000. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And this move down pretty much flushed the liquidity. And when I was looking at the order flow, I could see a lot of, you could see yourselves, because I was showing you without going into much detail about exo charts, which doesn't seem to be working right now for some reason. I'll just quickly try and refresh it. Yeah, it's not working. But basically last night we had a huge liquidity flush, and all of the funding weight, it was really high, bearish at like 0.1%, and then for a short period of time it reset, and now the funding rate is back to bearish again. That's something to bear in mind. Okay, and then this exo charts isn't loading, so I can't actually see what's happening. Let me try and refresh it on my other okay, I can actually see it on another tab, so let me just pull that tab across. You see that? Yeah. And actually what I can see is there's a little bit of bearish CVD forming, and look at all those liquidation bubbles from yesterday. There's like non-stop liquidations. See those bubbles? Those crazy liquidations. Look at that. Volume into that liquidation on Bybit, 254 million. Okay, see that? And actually a lot of longs entered there. You can see that because the OI dropped and then it was pushed back up. And so you can actually see that there was only minus 24 million negative delta, whereas the CVD was minus 34 million. And what followed afterwards was longs entering. You see how the OI is going up? So longs started to enter after that crazy liquidation yesterday. And obviously the price is reversed. Now we're not getting many liquidations now, but you can see that we've just liquidated some more longs now. So that's quite healthy. So usually when that happens, the price tends to reverse. So we liquidated shorts here on the move up, and now we're liquidating longs here on the way down. So I'm kind of thinking on the local time frame. Let me just quickly analyze this. Let me just put these lines back in. That's our SR flip, so we're back above it. So we had this SR flip which we lost, came back to retest it here as resistance, and now we're back above it. So that SR flip is now the best entry for a long. If anyone's looking to long, probably that SR flip is a good entry. We have the previous all-time high, and then let me just do a volume range pull. So I mean, I don't know if people remember what I was saying yesterday, but it was a short stream. But I did say that I didn't think we were out of the range. I thought we were still in the range. I did say, I don't know if people remember what I said, but I said I thought this move up was a deviation of the range. And lo and behold, look what's happened. The price came down. So I don't know if anyone was paying attention, but I think I was right. Now, unfortunately, I was traveling yesterday. I'm in Berlin right now because I'm going to this ITB conference to see Cynthia from Dtravel speak on the main stage. But I've just expanded the range, the volume range now. I can see the point of control is slightly higher up. I can see the value area low is slightly higher up. And look, the price has come into the value area low, rejected from the value area low, and it's just come right back up. And I can see now that the value area high has moved all the way up to where we are now. So actually we're above support right now because we are also above the weekly level. Okay, the weekly level is holding a support at the moment. You see there, that's a reaction, and at the moment we're above the value area high. Value area high looks to be holding a support too. Potentially you could long here. Potentially you could long here. You'd have to have an invalidation lower down underneath this wick, and your target would be the all-time high. It's kind of the trade that's on the table at the moment. If you do get invalidated, basically taking out this wick, you could take another long if you SFP that wick. That's possible too. It's actually a better long if it was to SFP, but it might not come. It might not come. That would be a better trade. Just a swing failure that wick, go down, clear the liquidity, and make another move up. That would be a much safer trade. But potentially there is a long on the table right now, all the way up to the all-time high. As long as this value area high holds the support, it looks like it's holding a support because it was support here, and you can see now it looks like it's trying to hold the support here. So as long as we hold the support, we're good. If you start losing it, you'd have to cut your long quickly. You don't have to let it invalidate by getting market stopped out. As if you lose your value area high, you could just exit that a lot more quickly before you hit your stop, and effectively your stop is going to be underneath these lows. But it's very possible the price goes down, clears out the liquidity, and comes right back up. That would be a much safer long, Why did you check? What does that mean? Why did you check? Did you check? What, Gary? I don't know if I've got time for Gary, to be honest with you. All right, so that's my idea for longing right now. We're in a good position to long right now, even though the price has moved up a little bit, because we're reclaiming previous resistance lines and previous support lines back into support. As long as you don't lose those support lines, you're in a good place to long, because you're longing on reclaimed levels, reclaimed support lines. Okay, and then if we are going to go long, we are targeting the all-time highs. Okay, the better long would be a swing failure of this weekly level, and what you can do is you can just add an alert, SFP weekly level long, and create that, and then you don't have to worry, because if the price comes down, you can just take the trade as soon as you get that swing failure. Would I swing failure the all-time high? Yeah, probably. If you get another swing failure, you could probably take that as well. Why not? Let me set alert on this one here. SFP all-time high. Short. As long as there's no short squeeze that takes us up. Yeah, if you get a short, if you go up and you don't get a short squeeze and the price just comes back up, then you can just take the short. If you get a short squeeze that explodes the price upwards, then you're not going to take the short, you know, because you're suddenly going to get $1 billion worth of market buying, which is going to shoot the price up. Are you going to take the short at $73,000? Potentially, yeah, but what I'd be looking for is a reversal pattern at that level on the lower time frame, like a candle pattern that shows a clear reversal. I think that's the first indication in my mind of a reversal, would be a lower time frame candle pattern. probably on the 15 or the 30-minute chart. All right, and so I'll show you what a reversal pattern looks like on the 30-minute chart. You see this long red candle, how it closed here underneath this green, red, green, green, how it just completely reversed that structure. That's a reversal pattern. Do you see how this red candle closed underneath all of this structure? Yeah, that's a reversal pattern. So once you get something like that, you see how as soon as it closed underneath, the price just went down. As soon as it closed underneath, the price just went down. And so at about 73k, you could be looking for some kind of reversal structure like that. And then your invalidation, it can be quite tight, but you could have a much wider invalidation above the high, because you wouldn't expect it to close and then the price to suddenly come back up. That wouldn't be correct. As soon as it did that, you could just cut your short and just wait for it, wait for confirmation. And so probably at the higher level, at about 70,000, I'll be looking for some kind of lower time frame reversal, and that would be a good place to short early if you're looking to short early. All right, that's Bitcoin. I think we're clear. Basically looking for a long where we are now, and then possibly, well, maybe on that swing failure, and then possibly either a short on the swing failure here, or we're looking for a short on a reversal pattern somewhere in the 73k mark, right? Somewhere like that. And that will be a reversal pattern. Okay. And then hopefully a failed auction. And if you get a failed auction, it's going to look really bearish, right? Let me have a look at TRVL. All right, so yesterday TRVL kind of pulled back a little bit, and look at the volume that's just come in. Like right now on TRVL, every dip is a buying opportunity. I can't emphasize that enough. And since the dip from yesterday, the price is already up 10%. So anyone who's looking to just make, anyone who's looking at this, just look at every buying dip as a buying opportunity. I don't think anyone should even hesitate. This, we look at the price action on TRVL ever since the all-time low. Every single dip has been a buying every single dip has been a buying opportunity, literally. This is the price action going back from the all-time low, and every, let me just kind of do the dips. Dip, buying opportunity, 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 dip, buying, dip, buying, dip, buying, dips again, buy. See that? All these buying opportunities go up and then dip. There's the big dip here, was a buying opportunity. This is the dip, buy, dip, buy, dip, buy, dip, buy, dip, buy, dip, buy. Like, honestly, just, this is so easy to see that anyone who's thinking anything other than buying the dips on TRVL is mad. Every single dip since October has been a buying opportunity for TRVL. And the great thing about TRVL is that the price moves so much because we're still in a low liquidity environment. Okay, so it's very easy gains on TRVL if people are looking at how the price is moving and the volatility of, like, we're already 10% up. So anyone who bought the dip from last night is already 10% up on their investment. How cool is that? And, you know, every single dip is like that. Look at this dip. This dip here, people got bearish. Since that dip, the price is up 58%. Every dip is a buying opportunity right now on TRVL. All right? So I can't really say anything other than that. I think we're in our impulsive wave. It looks like we're impulsing. We need continuation. I think it's coming because we have a lot of good things coming. Cynthia from Dtravel, the CEO of Dtravel, is speaking on the main stage today. She's talking about the Night token. She's talking about the Night protocol. She's talking about Dtravel's AI and the AI power that's going to power this the everything. We're going to have a governance documents released this week, I think this week, and then next week we're going to have a completely new revamp of the tokenomics, which is going to, for the first time, give TRVL real value. That's what everyone's been waiting for. We've been waiting for this moment for the last 4 months at least. Okay, so there's a lot of good things coming. I did a full analysis on TRVL a few days ago, so if you're interested, go and have a look at that, where I talk about the Elliott waves. We're potentially in the wave 3 now, just at the beginning, so it's very early. If people are interested to get involved, now is a good time. And I'm looking at some of these higher targets. This, for me, this box zone here is my target. No one can know exactly when we're going to find resistance, but I don't really see that we're in resistance right now. I can't see it. I can't see that we're into crazy resistance right now. When I look at the price action from last night, it was a pretty mediocre low volume drop. There's a very low volume drop. Yeah, very low volume. We had a little bit of selling right at the bottom, and that person got owned because then the volume came in straight after him. So that's what usually happens. The price drops, and then right at the last minute, someone sells, and then the price comes and reverses their position immediately. That's always what happens. People always sell late, and then they always get reversed immediately. Yeah, people never really sell when the price is going up. They always sell when the price is finally dropped. And when the price is going up, people start buying. So naturally, if I was to tell people to now is a good time to buy, they might not. And then as soon as the price is like up here, they'll be like, oh my God, I better buy some more. You know, it's always the same way with people's psychology. But right now, what I'm telling you is that every dip on TRVL is a buying opportunity. There's no hesitation with the dips. There's a little bit of a volume range that's forming. Let me just quickly draw it out. Maybe from there. We are potentially still ranging, but we're in the highs of the range, which is, to all intents purposes, I would consider that as bullish price action. We are above the LPS, which is the lowest point of support, which I've marked out in my Wyckoff accumulation schematic. As you can see, that's my Wyckoff accumulation schematic. So we're above the LPS, which is the last point of support. It's a good place to be. And I think the next move is going to be a buy up. And I don't know how far that's going to go, because potentially the buy up will take us all the way into the SOS. And I'm thinking potentially somewhere there. That's what I'm thinking. Into the golden pocket or just before it. There's a few kind of extensions there. I've got a 1.618, and there's a yearly level that I've got not marked off, but there is a yearly level there. So I'm thinking probably with this impulsive move, we'll probably get a sign of strength, which is going to push us all the way up to about 30 cents. That's what I'm thinking. 28, 30 cents right into the golden pocket. I think that would be really healthy price action. And we'll then be forming this Adam and Eve pattern. There'll be a breakout of the neckline. And so naturally, we'll be looking to see how far we correct. Do we correct back down to the neckline? Do we go a little bit deeper, get people bearish, come back down to 9 cents? No one can predict the future, so no one truly knows how this will correct. I do think potentially we could have a little bit of a longer correction. So from whenever we hit our end of wave one, whenever it is, that no one really knows when it's going to happen. It could be next week or it could be in May, who knows? Let's just say it happens next week. No one really knows. Then potentially we could be correcting all the way till November. And that correction could be a flat correction. It could be a deep correction. It could be flat. It could be deep. You know, it could be some kind of weird correction like that. It could be a really, you know, no one knows how it's going to correct. It could be a 5-wave A, B, C, D, E correction. No one knows. Yeah. So we just have to kind of gauge it. And I'm thinking possibly that this will be a good place for the price. I think people will find it very difficult to sell if the price is pumping into these high numbers. I'll be honest with you. I think a lot of people are going to find it difficult to sell. Let's see, because I think the reason why people find it difficult to sell is because people are always got this moon boy mentality. But anyway, let's just see what happens. I don't think it'll be bad if we do form, because then I'm looking at potentially a higher time frame inverse head and shoulders too. Yeah, with a higher high. That would be a higher high. So this is our lower high here. This is our lower low. That would be our higher high. This could be our higher low. Coming back down to test somewhere here. The flatter the better, but who knows? And then as long as we take out this high, that will be our higher high. That will be confirmation of market structure change to bullish on the weekly time frame. And then probably once that happens, we'll pump all the way up to $5 probably. I don't really see why we wouldn't just go straight to $5. And if you're contemplating an inverse head and shoulders pattern possibly, and if I do some kind of breakout, yeah, it's about $4.5, $5 from the breakout. That would complete this pattern as well. That's kind of what I'm imagining about TRVL. I don't see why it can't do that, and I think everything's gonna be on Bitcoin. Imagine if Bitcoin does manage to get to $290,000 by March next year, then trust me, every single altcoin is going to be pumping like crazy, every single one. And a lot of people have asked me about the all-time high. Is the all-time high going to offer any kind of resistance? I think probably not, you know, probably not. The reason why I say that, even though the all-time high is going to be a natural place for people to take profit. Let me just put these brush strokes, let me just delete them. Let me just hide these. Right. Something about the all-time high is that it's a very arbitrary number. It doesn't really offer any kind of significant resistance. The main reason why I don't think the all-time high is going to offer any kind of resistance is because on every exchange the all-time high is different. And if people, I'm using MEX right now because on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap the all-time high is marked off at 1.656, yeah, somewhere there. But if you go to all the other exchanges, so on Gate, the all-time high on Gate, people will look at Gate, they won't look at CoinGecko, they won't look at MEX, they'll just look at Gate. They'll see all-time high is at 3.2. Then some people will go to the other exchange, they'll go to KuCoin. Some people will go to KuCoin and look at the all-time high in KuCoin, and they'll say, oh look, the all-time high in KuCoin is 0.77. No one is going to actually be looking at all the exchanges like we do or like I am, and no one's going to be looking at CoinGecko to see what the actual printed all-time high is. And then other people are going to go to Bybit, and at the moment Bybit's driving the price because of the volume that's coming in on Bybit has been increased steadily. And actually I prefer that. I'd rather Bybit take control, because Bybit has, on average, it has the most volume compared to all the exchanges that we're on. I think if Bybit took control of the volume, that would be the best case scenario. Just hold on a second. All right, so you see Bybit is driving the volume because of the increasing volume, and then the Bybit, the all-time high, is at $4.5. The reason why I don't think 1.56 is going to offer any resistance is simply because the different exchanges have different all-time highs, and people aren't going to go deep into it and try and figure out what the all-time high is. They're just going to do it based on the exchange that they're using at the time. And then the other thing is that when I do a volume pool on the price action on all the exchanges, you'll see that the all-time high, there was no volume, literally no volume. On all the exchanges, you're going to see exactly the same thing. At the all-time high, there's no volume, okay? And so there's going to be no volume resistance. As soon as we get past roughly about 30 cents in the future, we're basically going to be in price discovery as far as volume is concerned. There's going to be no volume. And so probably in the future, if we cross the golden pocket, the price will extend to about $5 very quickly. I think so. Okay, I don't really see any resistance in the way. Very arbitrary price levels, but no real resistance when it comes to volume. And because the different exchanges have different data, you're not going to get that confluence of information where people are doing exactly the same thing at the same price on all the exchanges at the same time. So you're not going to get that significant level of sell wall at a certain price because that is the all-time high printed on all the exchanges. We just don't have that. So I think probably we're going straight to $5. That's what I think. $5.1 is my conservative target for TRVL within the next year. That's what I think. So get ready. All right, any questions? Asta Vista, hi bro, what do you think for BTC? Well, I've just if you go to the beginning of this video, I've just done my recap on Bitcoin. Just have a look. Okay, there's no reason for me to go over it one more time. Just have a look. Okay, no questions. Who said Groke? Did David say Groke? The other thing people have been asking me is what other coins are you invested in? The only other two coins that I'm involved in right now is Cube. Cube is a extremely low market cap token. It's about $1.5 million. And it's available on Gate. And I actually think that once we clear this level here, we're going straight to the all-time high in one go. So I'm quite interested to see if my analysis pays off. From the current price action, we could probably do 100x very quickly for exactly the same reasons. This drop was fast, no volume. So if we do manage to pass this little bit of volume here, then we're probably going up 100x really quickly. It's a very small market cap token at about $1.5 million. So it's not it's not feasible for this token to get to 100 or 150 million dollars very quickly, and there's an accumulation range at these lows. It hasn't run before. I can also see that the founders didn't dump the token, they held on. I can see that in the way the price has moved. It wasn't the founders dumping the token, it was just they launched at the wrong time. Unfortunately, they launched just as FTX was collapsing. So, you know, they have no fault. And when I had a look at the project, it's quite interesting. It looks quite good. So I'm quite interested in this token. I can see that there's some kind of accumulation range right now. So I have a little small position here, and I'm looking to add to that slowly and accumulate at the lows and see what happens. So I'm interested in this one. And then also I'm interested in this one called HDN. This is on MEX. We had a little bit of a drop down yesterday. Basically what happened is that someone's wallet got hacked and they had about $100,000 worth of HDN, and then whoever hacked their wallet, market sold the HDN on the open market, and there was no liquidity, and that's what this is. So HDN wasn't hacked, it was someone's wallet that was hacked, and someone just sold the HDN onto the open market. This is a layer 3 DEX. I'm quite interested in this. Look, it's just it's a brand new token. It's in a consolidation range. It's completely off the radar. And I think in the future, these DEXs have amazing potential. And they could, once the liquidity flows in, these DEXs can get to multiple billions of dollars in value. And this is only trading at about maybe 12 or 11, $12 million right now. So if anyone's interested, I think this is quite a good token to accumulate. And, you know, I'm just interested in the tokens like TRVL, the ones which haven't run before, small market cap, and have interesting projects attached to them. That's the only tokens that I'm actually interested in. All right. War wants me to have a quick look at Grok. I'll be the last thing I look at before I'm going to go to this ITB conference soon. Grok. If I can find it. All right. So I don't know if people were paying attention to my line drawings, but have a look at my line drawings. I pretty much predicted the price action. See that? I said it's going to go up, find resistance, consolidate a little bit, push up, then push up. And so pretty much Grok has done that. And we're in the volume range. Potentially this is the wave 3, actually. Potentially. If you're looking at this price action, that's the one. This could be a B, C. We could be in the wave 3. If this is the wave 3, I can easily do some kind of trend-based fib. And the one-to-one target will be about 7.7 cents. It's about 7x from where we are now. I think if we do get up there, that will be a very healthy target for a one-to-one. Assuming you make, if you do get past the all-time high, you have to see how the price reacts at the all-time high, because you could get another big take profit and rejection, or does it continue? But if you do continue, then probably the one-to-one would be good. And then if I do an extension, that will basically land us into the TR pocket as well. So I think that's going to be, this region here will be your strong resistance in price discovery. Right? It's basically, I think we're in a wave 3 now. Let's see. It'll probably get probably the most impulsive part of this could be in price discovery. So if we can clear We're in the last bit of resistance now, which is the volume area high. Now if I extend this volume area, as soon as you get back above there, we're into a high volume node here. You get above the value area high, you probably get really impulsive right up to the 1-to-1, which is at 7.7 cents. It's about 7x from where we are now. That's my grok update. All right. Actually, that would look nice because I'm looking at this now and I'm seeing there's a little bit of a trend line here. There. Oh, that's a bit high. It's a bit higher up. Maybe not. How about a channel? No. Is there a channel? Yeah. No idea. All right. That's grok. I'm gonna go. I might do a video from the ITB later, just on my phone. So keep an eye out for that. Hope you guys have a good day. See ya.